For centuries, humanity has gazed up at the stars and wondered, are we alone in the universe? With over 100 billion Earth-like planets out there, it seems likely that somewhere in this vast expanse of galaxies, there exists some form of life. But despite all our advances in technology, we have yet to find any definitive proof. So the question remains, are we truly alone? With the launch of powerful new telescopes like James Webb, we are now able to turn this question into a testable hypothesis by searching for planets similar to Earth and analyzing their atmospheres. We're getting closer than ever before to detecting signs of extraterrestrial life. And thanks to missions like the Mars Curiosity rover, we are exploring our own solar system to see if there are any planets or moons that might have once been habitable. So in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the science behind the search for alien life. We'll discuss some of the most exciting theories about what we might find and explore the latest findings from rovers, telescopes, and other missions. Join us as we delve into the fascinating world of astrobiology and uncover the mysteries of the universe. In order to find life elsewhere in the universe, scientists first need to know where to look. Our solar system is made up of 8 planets ranging from tiny Mercury to massive Neptune. Only one of these planets, Earth, is known to harbor life. That's because Earth is located in the habitable zone, or Goldilocks zone, of our solar system, which is the range of distances from the Sun where liquid water can exist on the planet's surface. Liquid water is considered a key ingredient for life as we know it. Okay? But just because Earth is in a habitable zone doesn't mean that other planets in our solar system could also support life. In fact, there are a few other places that come close. Mars, for example, is a rocky planet with a thin atmosphere, although its surface is cold and dry today. Evidence suggests that it was once much warmer and wetter, with flowing water and even an ocean. And although Venus is incredibly hot now, it may have also been habitable in the past. Then there are the moons in our solar system like Europa, which is one of Jupiter's moons. It's covered in a thick layer of ice, but beneath the surface, there could be a vast ocean of liquid water. The same is true of Saturn's moon Enceladus, which has a thin atmosphere and is home to an underground ocean. These moons are too far from the Sun to be in the habitable zone, but the heat generated by the tidal forces of Jupiter and Saturn could be enough to keep their oceans liquid. But our solar system is just one tiny corner of the Milky Way galaxy, and there are many other stars and planetary systems out there that could also support life. In fact, astronomers estimate that there are at least 100 billion Earth-like planets in our galaxy alone. To search for these potentially habitable planets, scientists use powerful telescopes to look for exoplanets, which are planets that orbit stars outside our solar system. When a planet passes between its star and Earth, it can cause a slight dip in the star's brightness, which can be detected by telescopes looking for these dips. Scientists have discovered thousands of exoplanets using this method, and some of them are in the habitable zone of their stars. Once a potentially habitable exoplanet is identified, scientists can study its atmosphere to look for biosignatures, which are chemical signs of life. For example, the presence of oxygen and methane in the atmosphere could indicate that there is liquid water on the planet's surface. Oxygen and methane are unlikely to occur together on planets with an atmosphere, unless there is life present. That is, because the two gases react with each other and break down when exposed to ultraviolet radiation from the star. But if there is life on the planet, such as plants or algae, they could produce oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. Okay? And if there is liquid water on the planet, it could produce methane. Okay? The combination of these gases would be a strong indication that the planet is habitable. Scientists have already detected possible biosignatures on some exoplanets. For example, the planet WASP-39b is located in the habitable zone of its star, and its atmosphere contains a possible biosignature. However, it's important to note that the discovery of biosignatures alone is not enough to confirm the presence of life. there could be other non-biological processes that could explain their presence. Scientists must continue to study these planets and look for other signs of life before they can say for sure whether or not there is life elsewhere in the universe. But what if we find microbial life on another planet or moon? Would that be enough? Some people might think that finding any form of life elsewhere in the universe would be an incredible discovery. However, others might argue that we should keep looking for more intelligent forms of life. According to astronomer Frank Drake, who developed the famous Drake equation used to estimate the number of intelligent civilizations in the galaxy, we shouldn't settle for less than finding civilizations capable of communicating with us. Of course, there's no guarantee that we'll find anything more advanced than bacteria, no matter how much searching we do. But if we want to find intelligent life, we need to keep looking. The Drake equation considers factors such as the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars that have planets, the average number of planets per star system that could support life, and the fraction of those planets on which life actually evolves. It also takes into account the length of time that civilizations might produce detectable signals, as well as the probability of detecting those signals from Earth. According to estimates based on the Drake equation, it could be around 8 million intelligent civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. However, we haven't detected any yet. This apparent contradiction is known as the Fermi paradox. If the universe is so vast and full of stars and planets, why haven't we found intelligent life yet? One possible explanation is that there are many civilizations in the galaxy, but they are very far apart, and we just haven't detected them yet. Another explanation is that civilizations tend to destroy themselves before they have a chance to contact us. This is known as the Great Filter Theory. According to this theory, there is some sort of barrier that prevents civilizations from becoming like us or further. For example, there could be some natural disaster that wipes out most life in the galaxy every time a civilization reaches a certain level of development. Or perhaps there is some fundamental limit to the amount of energy or resources that a civilization can use. If this is the case, then we may never find any civilizations more advanced than ours. To search for intelligent life beyond our solar system, scientists use radio telescopes to listen for signals that may have been sent by alien civilizations. This is part of a research project called SETI, or Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Using radio waves to communicate is a good idea because they can travel across the universe without being detected. SETI scientists have been listening to signals from space for decades, but so far they haven't found anything convincing. But we do have to wait for scientists to find alien life, because there are several upcoming space missions that are designed specifically to detect signs of life elsewhere in the universe. For example, NASA's upcoming Dragonfly mission will send a spacecraft to explore Titan, which is Saturn's largest moon. Titan is the only moon in the solar system that has a dense atmosphere, and is the only place where we have found complex organic molecules on the surface. Dragonfly will be equipped with instruments that can detect biosignatures in Titan's atmosphere. Another exciting development in the search for alien life is the possibility of interstellar travel. Although it's still a long way off, scientists are already thinking about how we might one day visit other planets and moons in search of life. One idea is to use powerful lasers to push a spacecraft to high speeds. Another is to use nuclear fusion to create a propulsion system that could travel to nearby stars. If we ever develop this technology, it would open up the possibility of exploring exoplanets and searching for life beyond our solar system. Finding extraterrestrial life would be one of the most important discoveries in human history. It would change our understanding of the universe forever. But it would also raise a lot of questions. For example, if we find microbial life on another planet, what should we do with it? Should we try to study it? Should we try to preserve it? Okay. And if we find intelligent life, how should we interact with it? Okay. These are difficult questions, that we need to start thinking about now. As we continue to explore the universe and look for signs of life, we should keep in mind the possibility that our discovery could change the world as we know it. So what do you think? Are we alone in the universe? Let us know your thoughts, okay? And if we ever do find alien life, do you think it will be a moment of unity or a moment of fear? Share your thoughts with us and let's continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos together.